Welcome, everybody. I'm Susie. I work in product marketing at Audience Network, based in our London office. For everyone who attended the session last year on app bidding, some of the initial content might feel a little bit familiar. Please do bear with me as I go through some updates and an introduction to Audience Network, and then I'll hand over to my colleague Kaushik, who's got the exciting job of the new developments and explaining that to you. Let's start first of all with a quick poll. Can you please raise your hands in the audience if you are currently monetizing your apps using advertising, at least one of the forms of monetization? Okay. Can you keep your hands up if you've heard of bidding? And then finally, keep your hand up if you're currently using bidding within your apps. Okay, fantastic. Our expectation is by this time next year, we'll see all of those hands stay up, as we're here today to tell you about how bidding can help you make more money. Before we dive in, let's take a step back and see how Audience Network is helping you guys today make money and how it works. Audience Network is fundamentally an ad network, but it's different. Facebook has millions of global advertisers, all of whom can choose to extend their campaign off the Facebook platform to our network of publishers and developers' apps and sites. We use Facebook targeting to match the right ad to the right user based on interests and indicators such as age and demographic and the things you're interested in. We then share that revenue across our network of publishers and developers. In fact, in 2018, Audience Network paid out more than $1.5 billion to publishers and network partners worldwide. Our mission at Audience Network is to empower you, our publishers and developers, to earn more money and to grow your businesses in a sustainable way. We do that by focusing on the three core pillars of our ad ecosystem: our advertisers, our publishers, and our users. For our advertisers, we strive to deliver incredible value. We want to be the safest and most effective way for you guys to basically for our advertisers to achieve their objectives and to reach the people they want to talk to. We work with publishers who are as committed to quality as we are and are looking to grow their ad revenues. And for people, we focus on delivering truly relevant advertising, your products and services that people are interested in. By balancing the needs of these three core pillars, then we actually are delivering that sustainable revenue for our publishers and developer partners. Now, I'd like to dive into our core topic today, one that impacts any of you in the room who are currently monetizing using ads, and that's app bidding. At F8 last year, we previewed our app bidding solution, which is designed to help publishers get more money from their advertising and also help build a more fair and open ad ecosystem. So how does bidding help you earn more money from your ads? First, let's look at how things are working now. Waterfall-based mediation has been the standard setup for about the last decade or so. In waterfall-based mediation, ad networks are offered the opportunity to serve an ad in order of average historic price. So in this example, Network 1 would win that opportunity because they had the highest historic price. But it doesn't take into account what networks are willing to pay for that specific impression for that specific user. And in this instance, Network 4 would be willing to pay $5. If the developer is leaving money on the table, they could have made $5 for that impression, but because that network didn't get to see the ad at all and therefore couldn't bid on it, then they've actually lost money. That would be fundamentally different in a bidding world. So if the developer had moved to bidding, all of the demand sources would have had the opportunity to bid for that particular impression. Using the same example, Network 4 would have bid for that impression at $5, would have won, and the developer would have made more money. By creating true competition and allowing for an impartial auction to occur, the publisher receives the best price and true value for their impression. So what does replacing waterfalls with bidding ultimately mean for publishers and developers? If bidding fundamentally changes the way ads are selected and served on your apps and sites, it means that multiple demand sources can bid in real time for every impression. So first and most importantly, what this leads to is more money. By enabling all the different demand sources to bid for every impression, then automatically you're creating more competition, and more competition means more revenue for the publisher. Our early tests on bidding have shown some really encouraging results. Secondly, it means more demand. Bidding gives you access to more demand sources without impacting the latency on your apps. And thirdly, it delivers operational efficiency. Waterfall-based setups take quite a lot for your teams to optimize. It can be cumbersome and complex. Your bidding will manage that for you automatically. Your teams can then spend their time on things that drive more impact for your business. At Audience Network, as we recognize the benefits of bidding, this has been a multi-year commitment for us. Our journey here started in 2017 with header bidding for mobile web. We then announced, obviously, our approach to app bidding at F8, as I mentioned last year. And over the last 12 months, we have established and grown some very important partnerships. We now have more than 150 apps currently using and testing bidding with us. Today, though, we'd like to talk to you about our exciting new development, Bidding Kit. I'd like to invite my colleague Kaushik to the stage, who's going to talk you through this. Hi, Kaushik.
Hey everyone, I'm Kaushik Subramanian, and I work with the Audience Network team in London. At Audience Network, we've been working really hard to move the ad tech ecosystem to be more open and efficient. When we think about accessing Facebook demand for publishers, we usually classify our publishers into two types. The first is publishers who access our demand from partners. Today, we're proud to say that we have partnerships with almost all of the major mediation sources in the market. Publishers who want to access our demand via third-party mediation are welcome to do so via any of our partners. These partners are Google via their AdMob or Ad Manager products, MoPub via their advanced bidding product, Fiverr via their FairBid product, and AppLovin via their Max product. The second type of publisher is publishers who build their own mediation. And we call these publishers in-house publishers. Before I talk about Bidding Kit, let me introduce you to two publishers, Jane and Nisa. Both of them are awesome, but both of them have some different characteristics, and let me tell you about them. Jane. When Jane's looking for a mediation solution, Jane wants access to multiple demand sources quite easily. Jane also wants a mediation solution that's very easy to integrate. And Jane wants easy analytics. She wants to be able to calculate the revenue uplift quite easily. Usually, we see that publishers like Jane access our demand via any of our third-party mediation providers, which are the ones that I mentioned earlier. Let me introduce you to Nisa. Like Jane, she is also awesome, but when it comes to mediation, she's very different. Nisa has a lot of resources, and by resources, I mean in terms of time, in terms of money, and in terms of developers, which is arguably the most valuable resource. Second is Nisa wants a very high level of customizability for her mediation. And third is Nisa wants a very high level of control for her mediation. Usually, we see that publishers like Nisa access our demand via in-house mediation, or they build their own mediation stacks. If you're an in-house publisher, though, you face several problems. Some of them are as follows. First is sparse auction. If you're an in-house publisher who's trying to move to bidding, there are very few real-time bidding demand sources that will bid into an in-house auction, and this is a real problem. Second is A/B testing. For in-house publishers, maintaining the mediation stack is quite a task. A/B testing is something that becomes quite difficult on top of that. Third is challenging integration. At Audience Network, we are well aware that the transition from waterfall to bidding is not going to happen overnight. There's going to be this stage, which is right now, when publishers have to maintain both their waterfall and their bidding, which leads to a very annoying hybrid state. And this hybrid state is very difficult for publishers to integrate. Now, you may argue that publishers can use a third-party tool to solve any of the above problems, but when they do so, they lose control. And if you remember, Nisa's big characteristics is that she wanted to maintain control over her mediation. So that's not an option. A few months ago, we set out to solve this problem, and we tried to make app bidding easier for publishers with in-house mediation. And hence, we came up with Bidding Kit. Bidding Kit solves all of Nisa's problems in one fell swoop. Remember these problems I told you about? All of them are solved. Sparse auction is solved by out-of-the-box demand sources. A/B testing is solved by A/B testing frameworks. A challenging integration is solved by what we call dynamic merge, which is a method that easily creates a hybrid setup. And lack of control, well, that one's solved too, because Bidding Kit is open source and is designed to be open source. Let me double-click on the features a little bit. Easy access to demand. We've worked to come up with partnerships with some of the major demand sources in the market, such as AppLovin, Chartboost, and Tapjoy. in order to integrate into BiddingKit. So when a publisher integrates BiddingKit, he or she not only gets access to Facebook Audience Network, but can also get access to AppLovin, Tapjoy, and Chartboost via the same product. Adam, who's the CEO of AppLovin, believes in our vision to move the ecosystem to be more open and efficient, and hence has partnered with us on BiddingKit. A/B testing. BiddingKit comes with A/B testing frameworks that are inbuilt that makes it easier for publishers to calculate the revenue uplift from bidding. Dynamic merge. As I said, the hybrid setup is quite difficult for publishers to create, and dynamic merge creates this within BiddingKit quite easily. And I'll show you how in the later part of the presentation. And last but not the least, I cannot emphasize how important this is to us. BiddingKit is designed to be open source, and this is so that publishers can see exactly what is happening with the mediation, can customize it, can control it, and we hope can contribute to it in the future as well. We've received a very high level of interest in BiddingKit from publishers across the world, and we're happy to announce that we've been testing with some of these publishers over the last few weeks. Let me deep dive into how BiddingKit works exactly. So let's say you have an app which has in-house mediation. You have an ad impression opportunity, and your in-house mediation sends your historical prices, which is your waterfall prices, to BiddingKit. BiddingKit then calls all the real-time demand sources, which are AppLovin, Chartboost, and Tapjoy, obviously along with Facebook Audience Network, and takes these real-time prices, merges them with the historical prices, and returns this combined stack to your in-house mediation. Your in-house mediation then runs the auction, whichever one you choose, and it's your mediation, so you can design it in any way you want, and then identifies a winning demand source. The SDK of the winning demand source is then called to serve the ad, and that's it. So we're really, really excited about BiddingKit because we think that this is a significant step forward in us achieving our vision of moving the ecosystem to be more open and efficient, because we think that most of the problems that in-house publishers face will be solved by BiddingKit. With BiddingKit for in-house and with all of the partnerships that we have, we feel that we're doing a pretty good job of being able to provide our demand to publishers irrespective of the mediation choice that they make. And we're pretty confident that we'll play a major role in moving the ecosystem to be more open and efficient. We're really friendly people, and we know a thing or two about monetization. So irrespective of whether you monetize using partners or whether you monetize using in-house, come and talk to us. We're in the expo, and we'll tell you how to make the most of your inventory if you aren't already. Thank you so much.
Our session is now over.